Hey, what's going on, guys? John Shea from the No Shame Income blog, and today I'm going to talk about how I basically have become sort of a part-time entrepreneur while still working my 9-to-5 job. A lot of people always ask me, if you're still working a 40-hour work week, how do you actually get things done? How are you still so successful on the internet? Things like that. So in this video, I wanted to talk about some of those things and sort of how I organize my day, really what my weeks look like, and just sort of give you a breakdown. So I'm currently working, a pretty typical time schedule, working for a digital marketing agency. So some of the skills that, I'm doing at my day job, I also do on the side because I do have a couple SEO things that I'll do on the side as well, for digital marketing. But the biggest thing is that, I'm really in there from a pretty normal time frame. I get into the office every morning at 8 a.m. and from there I'll work till 5 o'clock, and I've got a 20-minute commute. So one of the ways I'm able to do some of these YouTube videos, which I've only recently started, is because I actually am recording them in the car on my commute. I figured instead of listening to music or instead of listening to a podcast, something like that, for my 20-minute commute, I'd start doing at least one YouTube video each way there and back. So that way I'm sort of producing new content all the time. Now, so that's one way I'm able to kind of build my YouTube channel, or at least that's what I've started to do. The next thing is that when I get home, I'll typically get home about 5:30. Usually I'm pretty hungry when I get home, because I'll have eaten lunch around like 1 o'clock. So I'll usually tend to go upstairs in my office. I'll be at my computer for a solid hour and a half, and then I'll eat dinner with my girlfriend and usually watch maybe one episode of TV on Netflix. And I'm usually going to bed around 9 p.m. So that gives me roughly, if you figure I get home around 5:30, by the time I'm settled in, it's like 6 o'clock. I really have about 3 to maybe 4 hours tops that, I could be working on something for myself. Now, I end up usually going to bed around, I'm probably heading up to bed about 9:30, and then I'm probably crashing by 10. That last like half hour, I'm usually just kind of hanging out with my girlfriend. I'll be on my cell phone or something in bed, reading something, looking around on Reddit or whatever the case. So that's kind of some of my leisure time. And that other time, though, if I'm not watching a TV show, for example, last night I got home at 5:30. I actually went upstairs, worked on the computer for a good hour and a half, uploading YouTube videos, and I also did some other things I needed to get done, some website work for clients, things like that. And then I went and watched the TV show with her at about 7:30. We decided to watch a second episode, but I still was able to spend a good hour and a half getting things done. Now, on top of that, while I'm at work, I have an hour-long lunch break. So instead of utilizing that lunch break to, most people, they'll leave the building and they just walk around and they'll go eat lunch somewhere. Really, they're not using that time to build a business or do anything on the side there. So I'll actually use that time to either consume like new training material, read something that's useful to me, or get something done that I really need to get done. And I've really been in that habit now for the last 5 years. There's definitely been times where I'll just chill out for a lunch break and like read stuff and maybe play a game on my cell phone or something, so I'm not being very productive. But I'd say, at least 75% of the time I'm utilizing that time to do something I need to get done. Maybe it's calling somebody about, it could be something random, like calling a guy that, a contractor that I knew needed to come to my house to fix something, following up on something, like maybe I needed to call someone about health insurance, things like that I just needed to get done that you can only do during the day, because businesses are only open until around 5. So a lot of that time I'll utilize for those types of things. And the other biggest thing that I really utilize daily, every single day, is I have a to-do list with a program called Nozbe. If you go over to nozbe.com, you can actually download the tool for free, and I actually keep a to-do list for pretty much everything that I'm doing, even down to like chores around the house. So I know exactly the last time that, I vacuumed the floors in my house. I know the last time that I did laundry, last time I cleaned my bathroom. I keep track of all that stuff and I tally it down when I actually complete it. I have it on like a rotating schedule, so it basically pops back up like every week to remind me like, hey, you need to get this done. And on top of that, I just keep a general to-do list of things that I need to get done for clients, projects that I'm working on. And beyond that, when it comes to the weekends, that's obviously when you really have a lot of time. So on the weekends, what I do is I'll actually usually hang out with some friends on like Friday and Saturday. Sometimes if I have a free Saturday, I'll utilize some of that time in the morning to get as much done as I possibly can. But generally Sundays are really my day to, I would say that's like my action day. That's like my get stuff done day. There was actually a span of time where I can tell you, I think it was like a Thursday or a Friday, I put together a syllabus for a course on Udemy and actually cranked out the entire syllabus. So I knew exactly what I was going to be recording for this online course that I was going to be doing, and cranked that out on like a Thursday, Friday, did the whole thing. And then the following day, I spent the entire time loading up the syllabus into the Udemy platform, like kind of putting everything into their platform, labeling everything properly, writing the course description, doing everything that I knew, I had planned to be doing. And then on a Sunday, I actually sat there for 5 hours and I recorded back to back without stopping. Basically just recorded screen share, talking head videos, screen share, talking head. And I managed to finish the entire course. And that's a course that I did back in, this one I'm thinking of in particular. That's a course I did back in October-November time frame of 2014. And to date, it's actually earned me over $6,000. And that course is something that took me just 3 days to create. All I did was take a simple idea and do that. So that's, just one example of how I utilize that time. Most people on Sundays, that's like their relaxed day. Maybe like go for a Sunday drive or go to a farm stand or something, like that. That's the time that I really can utilize getting stuff done, because it's just a wide open day. A lot of people aren't like going out and partying or drinking or doing any of this other stuff. You can really utilize that day because the next day everybody has to go to work. So that's really my number one day to get stuff done, in my opinion. And during the week, again, I'll utilize at least an hour or 2 hours every night if I can, instead of just binge watching Netflix or Hulu or whatever TV show is currently popular. I can really, really utilize that time. In some cases, in the mornings, I'm usually waking up around like 6:30, 7 o'clock, but generally I'm using that time to get ready. I have 3 cats, so I have to feed the cats, and I'm cleaning their litter and just kind of tidying up the house a little bit, cleaning dishes, preparing my lunch, things like that I'll utilize that morning time for. If you were to better utilize that morning time, I would say exercising is one of the best ways to do it. I actually like doing home workouts like P90X, things like that, and that's something that I've actually been sort of failing on the last I would say even couple years, just sort of fallen out of the fitness thing. So that's something that I actually want to get better about myself. But otherwise, that's really how I organize my time and how I've been able to consistently build, myself sort of a mini business on the side and build myself some extra income by simply just working on these things consistently, a small amount each and every day. And that's ultimately what you're going to need to do if you're really going to want to have success as someone who's still working a full-time job. You can't come home and just feel lazy and feel like the weekends are going to be your time to sit around and do nothing. So again, if you like this video, feel free to leave me a comment if you have any questions. And again, I'd love it if you subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more videos like this, and I hope you enjoyed it.